Today, I'm going to be using this beautiful angel mold that was sent to me from one of my subscribers. And we're going to put some flowers in this and see what else we can do with it. Hello everyone, this is Billie. Welcome to Billie Holman Creations. Like I said, this beautiful angel is a Let's Resin mold, and actually Let's Resin is so good about saying how many ounces. This takes, oh, what did I see? 23 ounces. It is large, it is deep. Look at the size of my hand. It's really beautiful. She's got her wings draped down with, it looks like a ribbon or a sash, and I wasn't sure actually how I was going to pour this, but I'm thinking I might paint the top of the angel afterwards once the resin has set. And I'm going to be using Let's Resin deep pour for this, so I can only worry about one pour. Now, if this ribbon piece hadn't have come down into the body, I would have, poured halfway up or partial way up. But let's just try a deep pour. And I'm going to use these beautiful fall flowers because I thought, oh my goodness, why should I wait till Christmas to do this beautiful angel? I'm going to use these fall florals. These came from the Dollar Tree. These, I believe, came from a thrift shop. And these were Dollar Tree also. And just saying, I get a lot of florals from the thrift shop, and they might not look the greatest, but you can actually, I just wash them in soapy kitchen soap water, rinse them out, let them dry. Most of them turn out better than this. This is actually pretty faded, and I don't know that I'll get the color back, but we'll see what resin might do. And that's a great hiding place for bubbles. So maybe it'll just be the sunflowers and these others. I'm not sure. So let's get started. And Miss Mari, thank you so much for the beautiful mold. She did get this from Amazon on my wish list. Okay, here we are, my well-used mat. So I started ahead of you just a little bit with the bigger sunflowers. And I'm thinking 3 might fit nicely in this mold. I mean, we might not have room for the other flowers. We could go into her body a bit with the smaller ones, but let me show you what I did. Now, these have fuzzy middles on here. And when I first sat this in the mold to see how it would look, I got this little fuzzy stuff everywhere. So I went ahead and taped it off, okay? Now these are quite stiff because I want them to keep their shape, and sometimes in resin, they'll fluff around, or the leaves will fold under, or you sometimes don't have a lot of control. So these being bigger, I went ahead and I've got this stiffy fabric softener. It's from Plaid, and I've used it before on flowers, and I've just basically brushed it in. Okay, here we go. I've got a little tray there. I've got just a little bit left in this bottle, so yeah, this is almost empty. And all I did was get a little bit in here in my cup, and I'm way out of view. Got myself a paintbrush. I'm ready, aren't I? Oh, I've got several paintbrushes going here. They've been sitting in water with a little soap. All right. No, I didn't use that one because it was soft. It was the bristly one. This one is, I was able to get into the materials here better with this old brush. I've got old brushes. I just use them till I can't use them anymore. So basically, let's take this leaf. This came with the faded flowers, and I'm just going to cut this right off of the plastic. Might need the plastic, but may not. Might peel it. Should go ahead and peel it. Well, it's pretty stiff as it is with the... Did I paint this one already? No, I did not. Gee, I can't think. All right, I'm just going to paint a few leaves, let them dry. It doesn't take that long. And this will dry clear. The bubbles are from the water, I think. But I just want them stiff enough to handle so they are easier to do. To put place in the resin. And you know what? I don't have, or I haven't made a mold for little light fixtures. But I'm going to look around and see when all my leaves and flowers are drying. I'm going to look around and see if I can't try to figure out a way to, wow, the color's coming right off of that. It's a good thing we're sealing it, eh? Look at that. But, that's almost scary. I don't know if I want to use that. Might try some other leaves. And I know that's not dirt because I washed them. So I'm just going to paint some leaves, let them dry. But this middle part here, we don't want these fuzzies inside of the resin at all. Look at when I take that tape off. Look at all those little fuzzies. I try to pick this off, and I can possibly use this same fabric stiffener, or I could use UV resin, but I'm afraid this being such a dark background that the UV won't hold it. So I think what I'm going to do is just take my good old polyurethane varnish here, and I'm going to daub it into this area here. I keep saying the word daub, and I don't have a daubing brush. This dried up. My lid dried up. Oops, there, I pulled it right off. I've done that before. Okay, where's my tweezers? Let me see how it just dried in the tip. I use this so often. And I think the other product used for this sort of thing is diamond glaze. Something like that. I don't have any. I trust my varnish. And I don't know what that is, dirt. Okay, so I'm just going to put, now if I can get that open, my polyurethane on here. And I'm going to try to sop it in with an old brush. I might have to prop this up to dry. Use that brush for one thing. Let's see, what else do I have in here for brushes that I need to clean. Or actually, I could just use my fingers. I'm just going to try to daub that in there. I'm going to soak it. I'm going to soak this with the polyurethane so I don't have to worry about those little pieces coming out. Okay, so I'll be doing this for a while. I'm just going to do a little prep work. Then we can pretty much mix our resin and pour. And I'll see what I can do about lights. Okay, I shouldn't be too long. See you in a moment. Well, hello. I think I have everything I need now. I did figure out that only 2 sunflowers will fit actually inside this mold. So we're going to go with 2. And I had this little bee charm. So I cut the little round piece off the top, and I UV resined him to this one sunflower, and that's going to be in the front. So I did that, and these are all coated with the fabric stiffener, and I believe I'm going to use this one right down in the middle. I did find some lights, some leaves, they're coated. Here's some plastic ones, and I did make a makeshift, this is really a makeshift silicone piece to fit this light fixture in. Now I'm sure the lights aren't going to fit completely to where we're going to see all of them, but hopefully it'll leave a glow in the bottom of the angel itself. So I'm going to go ahead And using my Let's Resin Deep Pour Resin, I have A and B. I'm going to do, it says this holds 23 ounces. It'll probably hold maybe 22 once we get everything in. But I'm going to go ahead and do 24 ounces. I have some small extra molds to the side. And I'm going to do that using my Resiners double-sided mixer. And when that's done, I'll be right back. Okay, I did come down a little closer. Now I mixed my resin for 5 minutes. That's what I normally do. And we've got our angel here. I have her propped up in just a silicone bowl. And hopefully got everything out of here. I don't know how many times I've tried to clean it, but I think we're good to go. So here's my 24 ounces. Now because I'm going to mica color the top, I'm not going to worry about putting anything into the actual top of the angel. It's a pretty small area. But let me stand up. The first thing I want to do, just get some of this resin down into her head and wings where the actually body tends to, you know, it ends there. I've got a few bubbles. This was a little cold. I forgot to put it back in the other room. I was going to film yesterday, but the neighbor had a backhoe going and it was pretty loud, so we didn't do that. What's over here? I made a mess already? Of course. I do like this mat. This is from Resiners. So I have a little deli dish here, and I'm going to put a bit of resin in that because I'm going to sop some of these florals. So first of all, I want to grab this one here. I should have poured it right on top. But I'm going to get that one as wet as I possibly can with the resin, and we are going to drop that down right into the angel face down. It's pretty pale. We might lose a lot of color in this. I thought about using you know, you can color these with alcohol ink. Actually, your florals, they get a bit dingy. I do have some poinsettias that I should try that on, but I don't have a real red pinata color, or excuse me, alcohol color. Alcohol ink red is what I'm trying to say. I don't have a real alcohol ink red color. So let's try to just get this right down into the body. I tried this earlier when it was dry. It's pretty crispy, but I just want to get that pushed right down in there. So that starts at the bodice of the angel. I guess I better look and see which is the front. Where is she facing? Let me double check. That must be the back. Let's see. Nope, that's the back. Let's turn it back around. I had it right the first time. There we go. So I should have trimmed it. I thought about it, but it's not going to want to poke down for me where I want it. Look at that. Maybe we need more resin, eh? Goodness sakes, Billie. That's how it goes sometimes. Maybe that'll be a little easier to handle with more resin in it. So let's try that again. Flip it upside down. And go as far down as I can, but as evenly as I can, and I think that's going to set real well right there, because the more I fiddle, and something's in there. What's that? Don't want that in there. Oh, it's sequin or a piece of glitter. this in there. That wouldn't hurt actually, would it? Unless it's the wrong color, I can't tell. Let's get it out. Okay. Wants to shift. Just wants to shift a little bit. So, that's a red glitter. Now I'm going to take the sunflowers here and try to do the same thing. Just going to douse that. I cut the backs off, but I'm hoping the stiffener will hold that on there. Let's really douse it. Get all those leaves. Work some bubbles out. See where they want to be. And now, since this one has the bee, we're going to put it at the front, but I want to flip it. So my bee is going to be upside down for the time being, and I want to put that right down. It's going to bugger that, but I want it down laying in the front. We're going to have bubbles in the front of it. Something tells me that. But I think that's pretty center as far as she goes there. Let's get the other one doused. Don't think I've used flowers this big with the resin. Get some bubbles out of you. Flip you over. And see, we sealed in that fuzzy bit in the middle, so that is out of our way. All right. Let's see if I can pick this up. I'm going to try not to get resin on my gloves because I might not need to use my scissors here in a second. So let me go over here, drop you on the opposite side. I'm going to try to face you directly behind the other one. And they might be crooked and they may not be crooked. Doesn't matter. As long as she has pretty flowers in there. Let me double check again. That looks almost centered. Now I should pour some more resin in and we'll try to drop some leaves in here. Maybe it'll push them a little bit. Or I'm going to have to push them with my fingers. Let's get these. Now, I didn't cut this apart because I wasn't quite sure. I was thinking possibly with this end on here I could lay them where I want them. Let's soak them. Get some resin in all those leaves. And these weren't easy. These weren't too hard to get the stiffener fabric in here at all, really. Not too hard, but they're gonna go facing outward like that. So let me see, do I need to really cut that? I probably should, or that's gonna interfere with our lights, hey? You know what I'm saying? Because I want to put the lights in the middle. Yeah, so here we go. Try not to get resin all over your scissors, Billy. I'm going to cut that. I wasn't sure. Now I know. Get that off. Get it off the other one too. While we're at it, just go right to the edges here. I'll clean those shortly. So, now, try to finagle that. First one went down pretty good. Want it facing out. Oh yeah, just like that. We're gonna just pile that second one on top. Okay, Now let's get these soaked best we can. It helps to get the resin on them first. It really does. You know, I was nervous about this pour. I do get nervous before I pour, and I don't understand why, but I do. Well, I still get nervous about all of this anyway. Let's push this one down. Trying to make a gap there. Have you facing out. There's the seam. Looks like a seam, so that makes it look like the middle to me. You stay where you're at, and we will. There, you're facing out good. And of course they're going to shift. They may. But that's okay. We'll do the best we can. Just like that. That's on top of each other. Kind of at an angle. Whoops, you don't want to stay put, do you? So now what I think I want to do is add some leaves, and then we'll, that one's not higher. I'm going to add a few leaves now. Is that still centered? Not really. Let's hope. I'm going to double look here. I do want it somewhat centered. It's looking good. This one's not looking so good. Alright, quit playing, Bill. You're going to move it to where you'll never get it back where you want it. There we go. See? Sometimes I fuss too much. Do you do that? Just fuss too much? I tend to do that. Just fuss too much. That one I want down because the tips are going to poke out the bottom. We don't want that. I shifted you. Okay. This one seems to not want to go down. Then I have this tendency to be, you know, have everything line up and whatnot. Now this, did I say this is a 48-hour cure resin? So that's going to make it a bit of a long wait. Let's see, I've got some of these too, which makes me wonder if I can actually get the lights in. Here's another leaf. I'll just try 2 of these. At least we have a long playtime with this resin. Let's just lay you right on top and behind. Just gonna have a little green show up. Lay you back, or should I lay you sideways? See more of you sideways like that. So let's go for that. I thought about a little glitter, but I didn't want to mess with this. I'm not sure how this is going to work out, because this will be like the only second time I've worked with lights. So I'm not real sure about that. Now if I can get you to lay up like your buddy, somewhat like that. And I'm not sure about these, but they would look nice. Maybe just down. Let's poke a couple in there. See if I can. Maybe just single pieces, maybe. Here we go with getting resin all over the scissors. Let me try it. Just a few sprigs, maybe. There we go. So I'm not going to have any lights in the head of the angel, which is kind of a bummer. but then I don't want to, you know, have them show up through the clear. So I do want her face to be clear. I think I'm more concerned about coloring her her wings. Get in here. I want you to slide in there somehow. Just in between there, if I can get you. Something of that sort. Maybe I can point it down. Maybe, I don't know that you can see the gaps, but there's a few gaps. Let's just lay that in there. See if I can't lay you in here too. Get a little more green. Okay, let's add some. Not working for me. If we have to cut some of these at the bottom, we will. Let's add. Oh, should I go ahead and try the lights now? Let me wipe my hands off. Got my alcohol here on a rag. Or a paper towel. I do go through a lot of paper towels. Now, here, ooh, how am I going to do this? Lights first. It's pretty long. And I tried to I'm just going to wad this up, you know, here I am over here. I'm just going to wad these up in a bit of a coil. It'll give it something. And I'm going to hang the actual fixture out on the back side. Let's coil that up a little more. Then I'll try to get that so-called plug in. How far can we go? Because I want it to bend back over. I don't want resin all over it. I'll have resin all over it. Let's do that. Just poke that in, okay? Now, I don't know if I can, maybe these will help with weight. It's hard to say. I'm going to throw another one down there. You know, and I did hold these sunflowers up to the light, and you can see through them, so I think we might be all right. I don't know where to put you, but you've got resin on you, so just throw it down. We'll just put it there. We'll just bury it. Okay, I'm going to pour the rest of this resin down. I'm going right in your face. I'm sorry. Could lift this up a bit. I'll scoop some of that out in a second. Let me raise the camera just a little bit so I'm not in your face. Hold on, this is manual. A little better. Okay, a little better. Now let's just go for the top. Or almost to the top. What's nice about this light or deep pour resin is it debubbles so well because it's so thin. Do a little push down. I might have to watch this and push pieces down if they start to try to float. But I wish that sunflower was deeper. But we should be all right. Let's just get this. Now, I put this skewer through it just yesterday because I forgot to put a pop stick or something in there. And it should give me enough room. Like I said, I'm going to sit down. This is like an experiment. I'm not sure how to make this stay exactly flat. But we'll see. So I just want to go up I gonna have enough to the top of this mold so I can at least have a square in there for the light. I think we're gonna be okay. Look at that. But I do need to pop those lights down. And that's sitting pretty good. I'm going to try to avoid the sticker. I'll never get that out. It's kind of touching on the edge over here. But I guess if I have to break that stick, I can always sand the bottom. But that's going to give me just enough room. Oh, what should I put under that? I should put something there. Tape? No, the tape will stick. It's a little unlevel. That's my problem. If I was able to tip it. But you know what? I don't want to make matters worse. So let's just get the rest of this maybe to this side. We might have to break the stick, but at least the silicone will come out. And we'll sand the bottom. And I had just enough. Look at that. Even with pieces inside, it's 24 ounces, right? That's got to go down. I'm gonna have to figure out something to push that down or do a better job. Now, we don't want to sand that. It's just right there. Okay, I'll play with it and I'm gonna keep an eye on it. And we'll come back to this in 2 days. We'll probably put some cork on the bottom or something too. I guess we'll just see, okay? A few bubbles. Quit messing, Billie. And I will check back with you later. Take good care, everyone. We'll see you shortly. This is exciting. Get my gloves clean. Shut off the camera. All right. See you in a bit. You know what I forgot? I forgot to make sure the lights work. I guess that's something you should do right off the get-go. Oh, I'm gonna have to take gloves off. I'll check the lights because I've got cleaning up to do, but hopefully I didn't mess that up because that would have been rather foolish, eh? Okay, everyone, have a wonderful day. Take good care. See you shortly. Hello, everyone. Well, this is definitely set up. And it's been more than 2 days. My husband was in the hospital for almost a week. So thank you so much for your well wishes and your patience. He's doing fine. Just some rest and he better follow doctor's orders and mine too. Okay, here is our beautiful angel with the flowers and the lights. Now, I have a big dilemma because, wouldn't you know, with my inexperience with lights, I should have wrapped the wire and the little component that has the on and off switch because resin got inside. Resin got inside the switch. I tore it apart. I tried to loosen up the resin. Didn't work. I took another component for the lights and I tried to solder and that was like a big fail. So we have no lights in here that work, in other words. And, you know, when I did turn the light on initially, it looked really good through the flowers because they shone a little bit. But I don't think I can see the lights. So I think we might see a wire or two, but I think we're going to be okay. The first thing I need to do is remove this half-heartedly placed silicone piece I made, and it worked. It's pretty rough. I'll try it again. I have some different silicone to try, but yeah, I need to trim this down, and I want to add probably, I'll mix up 4 ounces and bottom this off. But of course, the first thing I need to do now is trim all of what's hanging over, so without breaking the seal to my mold. So I'm going to try to cut either scissors or a X-Acto knife or a blade and trim this down. Now, I know the resin went into the piece, into the fixture, but I'm thinking maybe I broke a wire on the inside while I was at this. That was a possibility too. That could have happened. I could have been a little too rough. But another lesson for me. I'm going to tape the light components with the little on and off switch and tape those up so resin cannot sneak in there. I don't know if that's ever happened to you. Let me know if it's happened to you before. I'm interested to know. But I'm going to go ahead and trim this all down. It'll take me a little bit. But let me show you what we're going to use. Now, Bondcrafter sent me a beautiful box of mica powders. And there's 24 colors. It was funny because this came in the post and I'm thinking, who sent this? There was nothing on there, and I had it several days and asked my friends. And anyway, Bondcrafters messaged me and said, did you get the mica powder? I said, oh yes, well thank you so much, because here it is. Let me show you what we're going to mix in here. Now, since the bottom is pretty, you know, it's not very appealing, and it kind of shifted, so it's not exactly round, but since I want to cover this up, I think I'm going to mix in this, it's called blackish green mica, and maybe that will cover that up. And I do want to try these micas, and we're going to paint with the micas. Ooh, look at that coffee. That's really pretty too. Then I thought, well, maybe I could go orange, but we're going to use these other colors on the outside of the angel. And I could be safe and just go black, but I want to try this. This looks like a really beautiful green, and hopefully it will color up a lot of these mistakes. That's a silver gray. So that's a heads up. That's what I'm going to be doing here in the next few minutes. So I'm going to make up 4 ounces, clean my edges, and we'll mix that mica in and see how it looks. Okay, just a second. Okay, here we are. I'm a bit bubbly. I went ahead and used my Let's Resin 1:1 part resin. Since I used the Let's Resin deep pour, we'll go ahead and use Let's Resin again for the bottom part. Let's see. I was going to wipe this brush up. I was going to wipe my stick off. And let's see what color this might turn out to be. I'm going to go ahead and use that stick. Oh, here's a regular stick. Okay. I used the mixer. Used my Let's Resin mixer, and I forgot to mix to get the bottom and the sides. That's nice and thick but bubbly. Let's do, look at that. It's like a gun green, like instead of gun gray, it's like a gun green. I think we'll have to put more than that in there. Maybe not. It really doesn't match the green in the body, but I think we'll be okay. I'm going to add another scoop. And I'll cut this mixing out of the video, I think. Big scoop. I want it pretty dark. So there's 24 beautiful colors, and this was called blackish green. I think that's really pretty. And it will get dense when it starts to set up. Hopefully not be translucent. Oh, I need to clean my area up. I have a couple little extra molds here too. I have some angel wings, a little reindeer, which would look funny green, but I think I might use this little teddy bear here. Let's just go ahead and pour. Try to pour high and get rid of some of these bubbles. Oh, that should work fine. That should cover all those flaws up. I got as close as I could. Part of the sunflower I cut it's pretty close to the edge. But I didn't want to break the seal, or else I'll have resin running all down the sides, and we don't want that to happen. Okay, so let's get that in there. How are we doing? I'm looking level, which is surprising to me on this countertop. Ooh. Let me push that around just a little bit. Over here, I love mica powders. Get right to the edge there. Alright, I'm going to let this sit overnight. And then we can finish this beautiful angel mold from Mari. And this week's Thanksgiving, and I thought, oh, I need to do some fall or Thanksgiving products or pieces, but you know, life happens and didn't get to it. What can I set my little teddy bear in? I did get this from a group of little molds from Temu. There's a rabbit, a reindeer, the little infamous hippopotamus. And there's another puppy. There's a reindeer laying down. Or, you know, you prop him up, but the mold has him laying down. So let's just put you in a cup that's not dirty. I don't know if he can fit in this. That should hold him, this little deli cup. I'll see if I can't. Oh, that's not going to hold him. What else do I have? I don't want to put him in one of these. I don't think it'll fit very well. Might distort him. Maybe not. All right. There, he's sitting in that little cup pretty good, but I want to be able to squeeze him. So let's see how we can do that. And I'll check for bubbles as the day goes by. Will I have enough? He might be two-toned. Let's just coat all those little areas. He's got a sweater on, this little teddy bear. It's cute. Oh, there's a big bubble. Are you still there? I think he went. I think it went back in this cup. Set you there. Oh, did I squeeze his head flat? Who knows what I do? I'll never know. It's always a surprise. I don't think that's torquing him. I really don't, but double check. How do those ears look, Billie? I don't think it's going to squish the ears. Let's just leave it at that. Quit fussing. Might have just enough. That mold was 23 plus ounces. We'll weigh this little guy when I'm done and see how much resin that took. Is that in his feet? Look at that, just a skosh lift. Okay, we're going to leave you there. Oh, I don't have enough for the wings, but you know what? I'm going to go ahead and pour on this wing anyway. I'm going to set that aside and put a cup over it so the cats don't leave their marks, their hair. Maybe we can just do a little green on the thicker part, or it might fill the whole thing. It just might. I did make quite a few wings, and I was hoping to put them on these little animals because I thought that would be really cute for ornaments. Okay, there we go. 4 ounces all used up. All right, everyone, I'll catch you tomorrow, and we can demold and continue on. All right, have a wonderful day. Big hugs. Take good care. Bye-bye. Hi, everyone. Boy, I am so excited to get these demolded. It's been over a week now, I'm sure of it. Even adding this bottom layer. Let's look at these wings real quick. This is that green. That's with a little polyurethane on there. That'll shine up really nice. I think that's quite pretty. That'll go with one of the critters. Maybe it'll go with the bear. Oh, there's a hair. Maybe it's too much green for a bear. Let's see. Oh, so far so cute. Let's get him out of here. Oh, gotta get over that big old head. Come on. Don't do this to me. Look at skinny little neck over a big chubby head. There's a little alcohol in there. That'll sure help. Let's see. Get my nails. My nails are getting too long again. Get a little body. Oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. Look at that. Oh, that's a very pretty green. It looks shiny, but that's a light reflection. But, oh, we'll have to just do a little trim and paint his little face. Good to go. Look at this. Oh, there you go. There you have it. Little set of wings and a little bear. I'll just put a eye screw on the top of his head and glue this on. Yay! That turned out nice. Let's see. This big girl. This is heavy. She shouldn't be too tough. And I hope now, since the light fiasco, we don't see any in here. That was a real bummer. God, she still feels kind of sticky there. Is it just me? All right. Ooh, look at that. That's the front with the bee. That turned out so nice. Oh, there's a... Oh, that scrapes right off. That's just a goober. There's part of her sash. And that turned out one little bubble there. I kept trying to break that one and couldn't manage to do so. I'm going to sit down now. Let's get some alcohol in this. Oh, she might be trickier than I thought. Some people use soap and water. And I think I use the alcohol because I don't want to get up and get soap and water. I could have it in here, but then you have to rinse the soap and water out. So I'm just being lazy about that. But this turned out. Do I see a light? I see a little wire there. That's okay. I see the wire there. Well, we'll just have to explain what happened. Come on, over that wing. We've got it. Oh, look at that. She's out. Oh, I like how that little middle flower turned out right above her waist. This is gorgeous. All right, let's see. Stand up again. Darn glare. I'm sorry. Well, maybe I can shut that off. Is that better? That's all right, but she is crystal clear. The wings turned out nice. A little sharp there. Might have to file that down and see. There's part of her dress. Then her sash is here. Beautiful wings. Oh, that's her hair. But yeah, she turned out really, really nice. So I'm going to gather up some mica powders. We're going to try to paint those wings. How does that sound? All right, see you in a minute. You know, I thought about mixing up micas, and I thought, oh, but if I mixed up mica, it would probably be gold. And I thought, I have chrome markers. Now, these were from Temu. And I know there's a white and 7 different chromes. And I just like to have a real gold. So I haven't used that one yet. This is called Mirror Flexure High Gloss. I don't even see what it says, what color it is. Anyway, this one's open. And I just thought, well, because the bee is gold, I think I want to leave her wings clear. But I might decide to brush on some diamond dust or something on her wings. But I'm thinking, all right, let's just do her dress with the sash. But before I do that, I'm going to try this on the teddy bear, because I think if he had a pretty little gold sweater, maybe a little gold nose, he might be all right. Or I could paint him gold and have a green sweater. Or I could just leave it alone, and he could either sit on a shelf. Oh, his wings are upside down, right? There we go, like that. Huh. They fit better the other way, but you can still be able to glue that. And if you want to hang it, there's a hole in the wings. Let's just try. Let's scratch a piece of paper here. Better shake it, eh? All right, I'm cutting that part out. Ooh, that's a lot. I may have been better off with a paintbrush and gold paint. Let's just try. If I can get into all those little spaces, I'll be happy. And I'm just going to do his, well, I don't want to get his chin. I just flipped up and got his chin. So for the next little bit, I'm going to color this little fellow sweater, because it's got a fine tip on it, so I should be able to get right down in here. Oh, there's a bubble hole. But I'm going to go ahead and paint him up. Still not sure about the angel. If I decide to do her dress in metallics, I'll just go ahead and do that. And we'll take it from there. Okay. Well, here we are. I was able to finish painting her bodice and sleeves gold, but I ended up using my tester's gold. It was quicker than trying to use this fine tip pen all the way through that. Now, it's rather bland, I must say. It's not real shiny, but I might put some polyurethane over the entire piece. But there's still more things I want to do. So her arms and face are showing, but I'm thinking I am gonna add to the wings. But I'm thinking I might want to color her hair. Why not, eh? So got another container here, and we're going to go back to my wood polyurethane. We don't need too much. Maybe a tad. Come on. in there. Tad of that. Now this came with the kit from Bond Crafter. Like the green, came in this kit. We're going to use the coffee. She's going to be a brunette because I think that will match the flower center, which I'll have to show you doesn't have too many bubbles. There's a few, but not too many. Ooh, that's got a nice shimmer to it. There's a few. And I get my spoon. Just going to add a little bit in here. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Ooh, that is copper coffee. That I don't. Yeah. I was going to try not to put it all in there. Another mica stick. Let's just mix that up. So I think that'll match really nice. I do this a lot for those of you who watch me, and by the way, thank you for watching me and my channel videos. I do this a lot with micas. And the one reason I like it is because the varnish goes on resin well, and it dries to where nothing's going to peel off. I think that looks good. Grab a little paintbrush and see how neat I can be about this. Oh, I used these the other day. These are actually fingernail brushes for fingernail polish that I did get from Temu. Let's see if I can do this neatly. You know, this still feels a little sticky. Oh, well, that's pretty. It's brown. I can get back in there. Just dab it on. Just a little at a time. This doesn't take too long to dry neither. It dries pretty quick. And if you think it's not dark enough, you can go over it again. Try to get as close as I can there. It's pretty detailed. Didn't need that much, but I let that dry in the cup too, and then I pour it. I can just pop it out, cut it up, and put it in the resin scrap bucket I have. This would be real pretty with the resin scraps, you know. I might try it. I don't think I'd put lights on it, but I know you can get the pedestals with the lights, and I don't have any of those. I think that would work out pretty cool. So I might do a few coats. Get that on her face now. And I love detail. I mean, I really like to do detail work. It's calming for me. Get in the zone. Get closer to her face. I like that. Oh, I was going to show you. See, there's a few bubbles on top of that. Not bad. You can still see them. This flower is dead center, but this one kind of concaved a little bit. Doesn't look straight. But I guess that's okay. I'm going to keep going here. Then we're going to mix up some more varnish and mica. And I'll show you what we're going to do with that. Well, this is dry now, and that turned out really pretty, I think, as a brunette. So what I want to do now is once again get some more of my wood varnish. Just open the lid. Get a little in there, and we're going to do the wings, but we're going to add, I could just leave them clear, but we're going to add some beautiful this is Mayspring Dazzling Diamond, and it is so very fine. But I want to shine up those wings, and I think I want to shine all of her up, the wings and the dress. And I think I'll leave her hands and her face clear. Let's see what happens. This is just so sparkly. Look at that, how fine it is. Well, maybe a tad more. This varnish will dry clear. Let's see what we have. Just add a little sparkle. Gee, I don't know if I should put more in or not. Not sure. Let's mix this in. Okay. Take my brush. Let's just go ahead and start with the wings. See what it's going to possibly look like here. Oh, I don't know if you can see that, but look. See the shimmer? That's what I want to do here. Just going to go all the way around. Just do a thin coat. And that'll just give it a little sparkle, because I think, you know, the resin is clear, but it just doesn't seem, like it shines, you know what I mean? And I want some shimmer on these. And that'll really doctor it up. Now, this little piece on her dress, I found some gold diamond dots. I think I'm going to put those on there too. Let's see what this looks like. Should we go ahead and go on the dress? Just gives it just enough, and I don't want big globs, so we'll try to even that out a little bit. All right, let's do it right here. Look at this. There, that'll shine up her dress too. That's the plan. I'll go ahead and put it on her hair. And like I said, we'll just leave her arms and face without the glitter. So this won't take me too long. Am I recording? Yes. Gee. Okay, Billie. Get it together. Get it on her bodice. Then I'll add the diamond dots. By then our little bear should be dry with the wings. And I'll take some stills. This should look really, really nice. Now, I did say before, I think this mold was a gift from Mari. Mari, thank you so much. It's a beautiful mold. And thank you, everyone, for watching, staying with me. And I have all the links you'll need in my description box. And it would be helpful if you liked and subscribed this video. Oh, and there is a new feature. There is a new feature on YouTube now, and it's called a hype. So the first 7 days this video is up on YouTube, that's the only time you can hype a video. So no matter who you're watching, if you see that hype button, let that artist know you really enjoyed that video, and that will push that video out just a little further into the YouTube atmosphere. And I'll let you see a bit of that. See how clear that is, but it still has a shine? I'm going to keep going, and I'll say thank you, everyone. Take good care. Sending big hugs. Bye.